Hey guys, Sak here from sakitech, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about 5 reasons the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra obliterates the iPhone 16 Pro Max. These are 2 of the most popular smartphones in the world, from 2 of the biggest rivals in the world. They are at the peak of their game and are solid flagships. But when you buy the S25 Ultra, you simply get more features for the money spent, more bang for your buck. In this video, we will detail 5 key areas where the S24 Ultra dominates. iPhone is still not able to either do these things or simply cannot do them as well as the S25, even in 2025. So let's dive in and get started right away. Guys, before we dive in, if you decide to buy the S25 Ultra, make sure to use the exclusive links down below to unlock the following benefits. Up to $350 in Samsung credits that you can use to buy free accessories, free storage upgrade, and even free Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. Up to $900 in instant trade-in discounts. For example, if you trade in the S24, Z Fold 6, or the Z Fold 5, you get $900 instant discount. If you trade in the iPhone 16 Pro Max, you get $700 instant discount. And unfortunately, the iPhone has no deals to match these extreme discounts. Anyway, let's move on. Alright, the very first thing we're going to be talking about is multitasking. The multitasking capabilities on the S25 Ultra are far ahead than the iPhone. In fact, it simply doesn't exist on the iPhone. Now let me give you some important context before I go into the details here. If I go over to my benchmarks, this is the Geekbench benchmarking tool, which measures the processing power of these smartphones. Take a look at this. Here's for the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, and here we have for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. You can see these are both very powerful smartphones. The S25 Ultra is more powerful when it comes to multi-core score, and the iPhone is more powerful when it comes to single-core score. So we have powerful devices with exceptional processing power. In that context, the iPhone cannot do multitasking, but the Samsung can do it in an exceptional way. So for example, if I wanted to run a split screen multitasking setup right over here, I can easily do that. In fact, let me just bring in my calculator here. So I'm going to launch the calculator application right over there, and let's activate multitasking. Tap over here, open in split screen view, and I'm going to bring in my Chrome application. So now I can do multitasking, as you can see. Okay, I can have something right over here and another thing over here on the top. I can even flip these seamlessly based on my needs. So for example, if I was in the market shopping for CD rates, I could do quick calculations with my calculator. I can say if I have $50,000 with 4.65 in CD rates, that will be $2,000 some in interest rates. So I can do stuff like that, no problem with this phone. With this one, I can only have one window at a time. So I would have to go back and forth from the calculator application to the browser application. It's just so much easier to look at the numbers here and just do the calculation right here. When you're done, you can just swipe it away, okay? And of course, you can have unlimited combinations of apps running side by side. So in this example, here's the calendar, and then I can also launch my mail application and do work that way. It's just so much easier to reference one screen and use that to do work on the other screen. So that's multitasking, and that's one way to multitask. Another way to multitask is I can have this application just like a computer floating on the screen. So look at this, open and pop-up window. So I have this little window, I can move this around, I can minimize it. All right, I can push it to the side, so when I need it, I can quickly access it. If I was over here, okay, looking at those rates, I can just tap this calculator, do my quick math, and then put it away immediately. So when it comes to multitasking, the S25 Ultra, way ahead. And again, put that in the context of having all that processing power on both of these smartphones. On this one, in this category, it is just going to waste. All right, so let's talk about the display. So let's go to the display settings and look at the specs real quick. Settings, we're going to go to display and brightness over here, and we're going to go to display right over here. Now, when it comes to the display specs, the S25 Ultra has a 6.9-inch display. It has a maximum peak brightness of 2000 600 nits that activates outdoors, and we have 120 Hz display refresh rate, and the resolution, as you can see, is going to be 3120 by 1440. The iPhone has a 6.9-inch display as well. The maximum peak brightness outdoors is 2000 nits. The resolution is 2868 by 1320. Now they're both beautiful large displays, but the S25 Ultra does have some additional benefits. In fact, 3 additional benefits that the iPhone doesn't have. Now the first benefit is going to be right over here in this screen resolution display. When you go to QHD Plus and you tap on apply, a powerful Samsung feature activates that the iPhone doesn't have. It's known as the Pro Scaler feature. It's a high definition TV technology that upscales your display to make the colors more vibrant and everything else more sharp. So the overall display, watching movies, looking at photos, or anything is going to look better on the Samsung when you are in the QHD Plus resolution. That's number one. Number two, the S25 Ultra does have a powerful anti-reflective screen thanks to that Gorilla Glass Armor 2. So when you are outside and you have reflections like the sky, the sun, the lights in the background, the S25 Ultra is going to damp those reflections, and the screen is simply going to look much better than the iPhone when you have reflections in the background. As you can see from this example, the iPhone seems like it's a mirror while the S25 Ultra is damping those lights so you can see more of the screen and less of the reflections. Number three, the form factor of the display on the S25 Ultra is in fact better. As you can see side by side, the S25 Ultra looks more immersive because it has a small hole cutout as opposed to a large pill cutout. So when you are watching videos, there's less display intrusion when it comes to total immersion, okay? So in the display category, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra is the clear winner. Higher peak brightness, better screen quality, and better screen form factor. All right, next up, let's talk about AI features. You can see the iPhone has Apple Intelligence. It is still in beta, as you can see, and Samsung has Galaxy AI. Now, there's a lot of features here that are similar, but the ones on the S25 Ultra are in fact better. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to give you a couple examples, and then I'm going to show you guys what this has that the iPhone still doesn't have. So number one, let's try the Creation AI feature. So we're going to go over here. I'm going to bring up the Drawing Assist. Similar feature on this one is known as the Playground. Okay, so we're going to pull up the Playground. So I'm going to pull this up and we're going to run an example. So on either one of these guys, we can type something that it can turn into an image. Okay, so let's do one on each side. I'm going to describe an image on both. So I'm going to tap on Done over here, and that's going to start the process. On this one, it's a little bit different, but let's look at the result first. This is a futuristic truck in red color. Okay, you can see it gave me a couple of different options over here. On this one, I am able to select between different styles. I can do an illustration, pop art, oil painting, 3D cartoon, or sketch. So already it is more advanced. Let's do a sketch and do a generate, and I'm going to show you one step ahead. But I want you guys to see the difference, okay? So look at this result, which is far superior to this result right here. That looks like an actual futuristic truck. This one looks like a regular truck. It is in red color, but look at this. If I go to watercolor, I can tap on generate one more. You cannot do that right over here, okay? On this one, you only have one option. So look at this, far superior to this creation right over here. And on top of that, I have additional options. I can do illustration. Tap on one more. So look at what's going to happen now. Look at that, guys. So I was able to make these guys on the Samsung, which are amazing, versus these toys that look like emojis. I don't know what's the obsession with Apple and just cute emojis, but these are far superior. Now additionally on this one, I can actually, let me delete this option, go over here, and I can draw something myself, all right, with the S Pen or my fingers or whatever. And what the AI does is it maintains the simplicity of what I drew and it tries to convert that into AI. So look at this. I'm going to tap on generate. You cannot do that here. Okay, so look at that. It maintained the simplicity of what I drew, and it still gave me a nice usable sketch. And the best part is you can download these as you please. Same with this. If you press and hold, you can download these as well. So these are similar AI features, but this one is still better. Now let me show you a feature in this one that just doesn't exist on this one. Now another AI feature, if I pinch the screen, if I go to my wallpaper and style, this phone has it, this doesn't have it. I can create wallpapers using AI. So look at this. I can say, make me a painting, and I can pick parameters. I want a painting of a jungle or a lake, tropical island, and I want a T-Rex in there. So let's pick one of those. Here's a T-Rex, and I want it to be impressionist style. And I tap on generate. That's going to make me a wallpaper that I can use as my background. All right, so let's wait for that to happen. Here we go. And it gives me a couple options. I can pick the one I like and just add it to the back. So I can set this as a wallpaper, as you can see, and I can do this as many times as I want. Cannot generate wallpapers on the iPhone with AI. Now there are some AI features on both of these smartphones that are equally good. As an example, the writing tools on the iPhone versus Samsung. So with this one, here's a sample note. I can tap on my intelligence button. I can do spelling and grammar, writing style, and I have a composer. We got the same situation here. So let me tap on intelligence. You can see spelling, grammar, writing styles, friendly, professional, concise. That's the same thing that we have right here, as you can see. Okay, and then we also have a composer feature right there. So there's many things that are equally good, but then again, like I said, you're getting more features here, and some features are better on the Samsung S25 Ultra. Bottom line, more value for the money spent. All right, the next thing we're going to be talking about is the S Pen. S Pen is a tool that hides in your Samsung S25 Ultra, and you can pull it out anytime you want, and you can use it to do amazing things. Now again, these phones are similarly priced. This can do everything this phone can do, but this phone has so many missing features that this phone doesn't have. So with the S Pen, first and foremost, I can just use it for navigation, as you can see, up and down, whatever. It's just cool. But on top of that, I can go to my Samsung Notes application and I can take precision notes with the S Pen. Take a look at this. So over here, I can pick my pens, I can pick my colors, I can pick the size of the tip, all right, and I can start writing as if I was writing down on a piece of paper. It is extremely precise, as you can see. It also has many more capabilities, so if I go to the new page over here, I can draw things like this, and it'll make them perfect for me, okay? So if you're a mathematics student or a teacher, you can do things like that too. All these things are built in to the S25 Ultra completely for free with the S Pen. So precision note-taking with the S Pen, and also if you want, you can do precision sketching with the S Pen, and if you have the skill for it, you can draw a masterpiece. That's all going to be up to you, but you really can have this kind of precision on your phone. If you know how to draw, you can get this done. Impossible on the iPhone. And on top of that, we also have things like Air Command. So look at this. If I bring the pen close to the screen and press the button, it brings up a menu. And in that menu, I have all these options. It's a customizable menu, by the way. You can add whatever you want in here. But if I want to take a quick note, I tap over here and I start taking a note. And then I can save that note and come back to it later. This would also be great for signing PDF files. Somebody sends you a file, you just import that and you sign with your S Pen with high precision. Now here's the final example. This is extremely cool. If I go to my calendar application, I can tap on the pen button and I can now zoom in to my calendar and I can write on the calendar, okay? And I can also pick anything that I want here, okay? So now I am writing on the calendar, I'm marking my calendar, and when I save it, it just stays there, as you can see. So you cannot get that kind of realism on the iPhone with your calendar. Just makes the thing more human. So that's the S Pen. The iPhone simply doesn't have anything to compete with this feature. All right, so the next thing I want to be talking about is customization of your smartphone. Now, both of these smartphones are pretty customizable on the base level. You can see we can have widgets on the screen, and we can also move applications back and forth where we want. That is something the iPhone recently introduced. So press and hold, and then I can tap on edit. I can go into my widgets, all right? And I can add all kinds of widgets, as you can see, battery, whatever. Same thing over here. I go to my widgets, okay, just as nice and smooth, and I have all these battery options I can add onto my desktop. All right, so in that respect, they're both very customizable. However, here's something I'm going to show you that you cannot do on the iPhone. So let me go to the lock screen and look at this beautiful lock screen wallpaper that I can have on this phone that you can never have on the iPhone. All right, and you can have as many as you want. Many of them are free. Okay, you can also make your own, by the way, if you want. But if I go to my wallpaper and style, let me just show you a couple examples here how amazing this whole thing is. So here's one more example. All right, look at that one. So imagine having this on your screen if you are into customization. All right, if you're not into customization, then you probably don't care about widgets either. But if you care about customization, you have all these options with the Samsung. There is some more stuff I'm going to show you, but look at this one more option here. So if I go to my lock screen, absolutely beautiful, as you can see. Just adds another dimension of functionality to your smartphone. All right? So you can have deeper customization with the Samsung S25 Ultra. Here's one more example. I can pull this edge panels in, and I have all these tools. I can even tap on edit, and I can add additional apps. So let's say you have frequently used applications. You can just add them to the shortcut bar right there. Let's just add a bunch. Now look at this. I pull this in, and I've got all my apps I can quickly access. I can have a clean screen like this one, or let's do a new one, which you cannot do on the iPhone. Here's an empty, clear screen, and I can set this up as my home screen, by the way, and now I can have my apps right over here. On top of that, I have tools like this. I've got a compass. Okay, I can access my flashlight from here. I can access a level right from here. I can access a ruler right from here. So all these customization features are built in to the Samsung phones on top of everything else that the iPhone has and much more. All right, so that brings us to the end of the video. Remember, if you decide to buy the Samsung or the iPhone, make sure to use the links down below for the lowest pricing and maximum incentives. If you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, also drop them down below. For now, guys, have a fantastic day.